Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We are Millennial Mom. If you don't know who is who, I'm Millennial. This is Mom. Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Mom or Kay from Millennial Mom, and today we're going to talk about 90 Day, The Last Resort, Season 1, Episode 5, Last Licks. Now please, if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please consider joining the family. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. Leave your comments so I know what you think about this episode and make sure that I'm not the only one just side-eyeing some of these couples on this season. So let's get started. On this episode, the couples are going to meet with therapists to try out a new activity to help with intimacy. The activity is called Tantric or Karma Sutric Yoga, and the ladies hang out for a girls' night. But first, there's going to be some quick scenes with the ladies and the guys. First up, the ladies. So Liz has invited all the ladies to her room for a girls' night because she said she hasn't had time to connect with anyone since they've been at the retreat. Liz originally invited Yara, Molly, and Kalani, but not Angela. Liz is still upset about the drama that Angela caused at the hot tub. I don't blame Liz. Angela was all up in her face. If you saw the episode, you know what I'm talking about. But if you didn't and you have followed Angela, you know that she could just be filled with drama and just over the top for no reason at all. So next thing you know, Molly comes in the room and she is with Angela. Angela's like, hey, I brought the drinks. Liz is looking like, I know you didn't bring Angela up in here. I didn't invite her. So Angela gives everyone the drinks. Liz reluctantly takes hers, and it's just really super quiet. Angela's standing looking around, all the other ladies are looking. And so Kalani says, you know what? Let's try to have a good night. You can feel the tension in the room. Let's squash this beef and move forward. So then Liz says to Angela, she said, you know what? I have to thank you. Now, Liz does say it in a little quieter voice, you know, try not to rock the boat, Angela, because again, you never know what's going to tip Angela off. She said, I want to thank you, Angela, because now I know what it means to have my man's back. If it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't have stood up as much as I do now. And so then Angela says, you know what? I'm just trying to help. Liz says, I know you were trying to help. Then Angela cuts her off, hugs Liz, says, I'm sorry. And you know what? They put things to the side and the night continues. Well, not only are the drinks flowing, Molly said that she has brought a whole luggage full of lingerie. She wasn't sure who was going to be at the resort, but she thought it would be fun to try on some lingerie just to get the vibes going. The ladies are excited about that. They go to the back or wherever Molly has set up the lingerie. They pick out their selection. Liz goes first. Now, let me just say the lingerie that Liz had on, it just, to me, in my opinion, looked like it was just a typical bra and panty set, but technically that is lingerie. And so when Liz goes in the back, and I guess Kalani's gonna go next, Yara is sitting down with Angela and Molly. She is upset because she doesn't know if she wants to participate in the festivities, even though she did pick out some lingerie. She was saying that she's not as secure within her own body. She said maybe it's a culture thing. When she grew up, her mom, her dad told her, like, you know, you don't want to put on too much weight. You don't want to get chunky. So Yara feels that even if she put on like a pound or two, she feels like she's overweight. She needs to do something about it. And then she goes on to say that even though Jovi makes her feel more secure about who she is and everything, you know, since she had a baby, that Jovi is more secure with his looks because Miss Gwen, Yara's mother-in-law, Jovi's mom, put Jovi in all kind of pageants when he was younger. So he's used to being out there and just showing his personality. And then they also show pictures of Jovi. He looked like he was between the ages, let's say, 6 and 8 years old. She won some kind of contest. So I was like, okay, Jovi, you was in the little Mr. pageants around town. So good for him. Molly and Angela are telling Yara, you know, we know how it feels to have babies and maybe not feel like who you once were looking at your body, but it takes time and you're beautiful no matter what. Then next thing you know, you see Kalani come out. She's in her red lingerie, and then you have Angela come out in her lingerie. Angela always has to be, again, over the top, but this time Angela off the rail seemed like she was doing it in fun, lighthearted, and the ladies were actually having fun with her too. So when we see the guys, it's still Jovi, Asuelu, and Kelly at the bar, still making plans to go to the strip club because Asuelu has never been. It will be his first time. Now, Jovi drops a bunch of little gems during this episode. He says there's strippers that he knew from New Orleans that have moved to Key West, and hey, he knows he could put in a call or a message and see where they're working, and they could get the party started. But, you know, let him know in advance before he does it, because he doesn't want to get no one in trouble, especially Asuelu, who's trying to work on his relationship with Kalani. So what ended up happening was Jovi did end up messaging a friend of his who is still a stripper, this, you know, trying to find out where she worked and what time she was there so they could all go to her club, I guess, to support. Kelly and Asuelu are down for that, but at the same time, Asuelu's thinking like, okay, you know, Kalani did say it was okay to go. I don't want to rock the boat. So then Kelly says to Jovi, says, so are we invited? Or maybe Jovi said to Kelly, are we going to invite Ed? Kelly was like, man, nah, I don't want to invite Ed. He's a party pooper. But then Kelly said, we can invite Ed if he apologizes for his behavior and he's got to know what stays at the strip club stays at the strip club. If something goes down, you know, we have to put him out. So, and then in confessional, Kelly said, well, you know, Ed is shaped like a ball, so it was nothing for him and Asuelu to go ahead and roll him out. And because I'm not going to pick him up, why would I hurt my back? I said, oh my goodness. He talking about rolling him out and comparing him to a beach ball. Now, Ed does have a different type of shape. I'm not going to body shame, but I get what Kelly was saying. Now, even though they have decided to go to the strip club and Ed is invited, I still just want to know, why does Jovi have the number of the stripper in his phone still? Jovi, you have some explaining to do. So now it's the next morning and there's a few quick scenes before the Karma Sutra Tantric Yoga exercise. First, Kelly and Molly walk hand in hand for breakfast. Kelly says it's the first time he feels at the treat that him and Molly have actually connected, or are starting to build their connection, I should say. Kalani sits down, talk with her sister Kalani, talking about Asuelu being the friend zone, and although he's done the things recently, cheating and things from the past, she doesn't know if she could get past all the infidelities, even though Asuelu is trying to please her, wine and dine her, and all these things. She's just not here for it. Then we have the breakfast scene with Kalani, Molly, Kelly, and Ed. Ed says that Liz isn't at breakfast because she's still hungover from the night before. Then Ed talks about him not being part of the group activities because he went with a therapist to do the past life regressions. He explained that now he knows a little bit why he acts the way he does now based off of what he learned from being in the past. And of course, Angela has to chime in like she does with most conversations. She's like, oh yeah. Even I went through that therapy before. I swear I used to be Italian. Then the conversation turned to ladies' night. And Kalani showed pictures of the ladies in lingerie. And of course, Ed is like, oh, wow, yes, you know, for looking at Liz and the other ladies in the pictures. But then they get to talk about things that they do or may have done or experimented with intimately. Let's say it's along the lines of the slogan of toss your salad. Too much information, not gonna get into details. Then Ed walks over to Kelly and apologizes for his behavior, calling him out his name. Kelly was like, like he wasn't here for it, but he heard Ed in his apology. He just didn't say he accepted and or received that apology. All right, so when the couples meet with the counselors for their Karma Sutra yoga, why did the therapist give Angela a blow-up doll to be her partner? Michael was on the FaceTime video. He didn't have a blow-up partner sitting next to him on the bed, but Angela had to have one. And of course, she became inappropriate with the doll. But then the therapist said to Michael, so where would Angela be if she was with you? So Michael showed with the pillow where Angela would be. I'm just like, why did they even have to participate like that in this scene anyways? Moving on. As the couples are practicing their techniques, their therapist asks them all, what do you love about each other? So as the couples are saying their affirmations about what they love, when they get to Molly and Kelly, they don't give affirmations, but they say what they no longer feel. So what came to mind is Molly says we have love for each other, but we're not in love with each other. Kelly then says, well, why are we here? Kelly said, we don't have to do this, we can go. Molly then turns on her side and goes to the other pose, and Kelly just sitting there, very emotional, hands over his eyes. And he asked Molly about 2 or 3 times, so why are we here? Molly, why are we here? When she doesn't answer, Kelly gets up and says, you know what, I can't do this. Molly goes, oh, here we go. I'm like, what do you mean, oh, here we go? Like, where are you going now? You can't tell me you didn't hear Kelly ask you 2 to 3 times, Molly, why are we here? Molly, why are we here? You're laying right in front of him. There's no one really next to you. The therapist's not talking to you, so you intentionally didn't answer the question. So when his emotions got to him and he decided to walk away, to me, it comes across as gaslighting, like, oh, where are you going? I'm like, Molly, come on. Come on. Now, just because you don't have the love for him and, you're not feeling the same way, if you're going to participate in the exercise, just participate in the exercise. Also in confessional, though, Molly says, I can't believe that we're in this place. She says that, there's a better side of Kelly. She was hoping that during this whole process, the love that she had for him, they would regain here at the last resort. But she says now that she's done. Now that the therapist has gone to talk to Kelly and they ask him what's going on, how do you feel? Kelly says that he realizes that they're not in love with each other, but he loves her and he was hoping that she still has some love for him where they could try to work through the process. But he also said that you can't force a person to do so. So when the same therapist went to go talk to Molly, Molly says that yes, she feels sad. She understands why Kelly is upset, but again, love has left the building and she's not sure if she can bring herself back to where they were. So then the therapist asked Molly to bring yourself back into center. Don't just focus on Kelly, bring yourself back and go from there in the situation. So here's my take on that. Just from the very beginning, I feel that Molly, just from episode 1 till now, didn't seem to put her best foot forward in this process. It just seems like she wasn't as open. Whatever issues they had coming into the last resort, I don't think that she's been able to move past. I also don't think Kalani's moved past it either, which is hindering the process. And I don't know if this will work out past this particular episode. It's not giving that it is with Molly and Kelly, but we'll have to see as the season progresses. So after things settle down, the therapists go back to the couples to see how they're feeling about this exercise. They go around to all the couples. Now, when they get to Liz and Ed are doing their own thing. And even in confessional, Liz says that she can teach the therapist a thing or two, and that if it wasn't being outside with all the other couples, well, maybe they would consider making an adult home video. I'm just like, okay, do what you do on your own time. So after that's over, we move later to the evening and we see Kalani and Asuelu have one-on-one with another therapist. So Kalani brings up the issues that what she had in the past with Asuelu. She says she can't get it out of her mind, not just from the recent cheating, but cheating in general. Kalani breaks it down that not only has Asuelu cheated recently, he has been cheating since the very beginning, from before, when they were dating, to when she was pregnant. Now she's got 2 children, so she's saying when she was pregnant both times, she wasn't specific, and during the marriage, and that she feels that she's given all her thoughts and her feelings to Asuelu, and all he's done is hurt her, because Asuelu is the only man intimately she's ever been with, and she felt that she would be with him forever, and this is how he treated her. Now Asuelu feels that he wants to try to win back Kalani, and he's also afraid of being hurt. But since Kalani mentioned that she hasn't processed how to get past all this, that he's in the friend zone, she doesn't want to even be sexually romantic with him at all, and just the whole relationship has been brought down. Asuelu did ask Kalani for her forgiveness, but Kalani didn't necessarily answer because she's still, again, like she said, processing what's been going on. The therapist did say that them building a friendship is better than not having anything at all. He told them, or he told Confessional, that he's seen couples go through infidelity and was able to get through that. Now I know what the therapist was saying about the friendship and being able to work past it. But Kalani, in my opinion though, and no, I'm not a therapist, was saying she feels like she put Asuelu in the friend zone. I don't think she meant the friend zone as far as working out as far as the relationship to go forward. I think it's just friend zone, roommate, father to my children. That's it. So that was the end of the episode. Still to come this season, Asuelu makes it to the strip club. Asuelu also feels that there's something wrong with Kalani. He feels Kalani is not there all the way and in the process. We have Kelly and Molly sit with the therapist for one last chance at the relationship. We have Jovi and Yara get into it about what's happening in their relationship and why he's still in touch with some strippers. And also Kalani drops a bombshell and says that her hall pass has flown out to her location. So does she have a hall pass hookup yet again at the last resort? Kalani, we'll have to see what's going on. And finally, we're gonna have a rededication ceremony to see which couples will stay together or not. So, all right, everyone, thank you again for watching. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time, everyone, live simply, be grateful.